Hey guys, Thomas from Team Sakuraso here. Come at you guys with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch for you guys today. And before we get into it, if you guys could smash that like button, if we get 100 likes on this video, that'd be great. Subscribe, check out our sponsors. Like if you're buying anything on TCG Players, my link down in the description below. $15 on your next purchase if you use my affiliate code on Whatnot to register. They have more than just Yu-Gi-Oh! They have other card games and just other things as well. So go check it out. And 5% off at Tapio Cards if you use code Saki, and then it helps support the channel as well. They have some awesome stuff like hats, deck boxes, all of that. So go check them out. Thank you to my YouTube channel members. We had a YouTube channel member video yesterday going over all the Lost Art cards. So you guys are wanting to go over that. Hey, it's basically free, almost free. So we're going to get right into this here. Fenrir ultis here are about $39 today, about 43. These were getting kind of, overpopulated at 33. There was a lot of ban list fears about this card, and a lot of people are discussing this, saying yeah, this card's been around for enough time, it should go to this card's actually really healthy for Yu-Gi-Oh, which I disagree with that opinion completely, but I think the big problem is that it searches itself. I don't mind Fenrir's effect in general if I have to just deal with one Fenrir, but even though it's still, I think, a strong card. But the fact that I could search itself for discard slaughter or, repeat itself next turn, and just because you get out resourced, you deserve to lose, it's just idiotic thinking to me. It also banishes face down. Remember that, all right? Banishing face down, way stronger than banishing face up, right? That's another thing you gotta remember about Fenrir. So the ultis at 43. I think if people weren't scared of the ban list, this could easily be a $100 ulti. This card's just ridiculous. Instant Fusion Ultimate Rare here. Very low listings. You got 120 here for a near mint. Then your next near mint goes to about 130, and then you got, 4 copies at 130. But it does quickly go up. I think the reasons this card's going up is not only is it for older formats, but with the Tearlaments hype for the next list, people think it could come back to 1. Instant Fusion is the easiest way to get Kid out. I mean, the fact that they made it a level 5 is just crazy to me. All I'm saying is I do not want to ban Instant Fusion just because of all the decks out there. Tearlaments, which is a deck that, it's still hindered if Kit comes back because you got the other ones limited. And, you have Shifter in the game, all that. We don't need to ban this card from that. I would hate that a lot. Instant Fusion DT. Oh, I will say this, though. If I go to the ban list and I see Instant Fusion there, I'll immediately understand that Kit came to 1. I will immediately understand that Konami decided to do that. DTs are about $5.35, $7. Goes up to 13 here for your DT. So if you want a nice copy of a DT, I mean, they quickly go up here, so I would definitely go grab your copies. That, remember, DT, while it might not look the nicest, it's kind of a relic. It's very hard to find DT cards because you got these out of a machine and arcade back in the day. So, yeah, I remember when these were all over, believe it or not. Now they're just very scarce. It's a nice Instant Fusion as well. No matter how it gets reprinted, this card has value kind of based off its rarity for the most part. I also do think that a lot of players nowadays don't remember DT much. And if they do, it got ruined because of Chapter 1. So, is what it is. But if you're looking for a nice Instant Fusion that could go up in value eventually, but you really don't want to spend money on this card, you got Supers here for about $1.13, $1.60 for a near mint. $2. The other Instant Fusions are about $1 anyway, so you might as well go grab these. Oh, it quickly goes up to $6.20, but you do have, cheaper light plays here, not bad. Then you have Rukalos here from Darkwing Blast. Now, this card should have been a rare in the tins. They could not do the other fusion, and I understand that because they weren't including Power of the Elements, right? Maybe it'll be reprinted this year. Probably will. But Rukalos, not in the tins this year because it was reprinted in last year's tins. So this can get a reprint. Anyone's best guess. As you can see, it's been slowly going up here. $5 for your Rukalos here, about 6. I've always talked about getting this card when it was $2 or $3. That is the best time to get this card. It goes up to $8 right over here, and it is selling like hotcakes as you see in the sales history. So definitely a card that could go up over time. But I really think that once we get the ban list, it's going to either push this card to the edge or it's going to calm down. Starlights are only $125. And if you had to ask me what I think of this price, I remember when this was $300 something, $400, $120, Very good price for your tier limit Rokalos. I mean, this is definitely a card that you could be getting. It looks gorgeous as well. It looks absolutely fantastic. I love the artwork on this card a lot. And I'm not even a big fan of playing tier, so that should say something. Kaleido Heart Secrets. I mean, stuff's hitting the fan when this card is going up. 47 listings. These are $4, $5, and you might be thinking, well, why is this card out of all days going up now when it's gotten announced for the reprint, in the last week and a half or two? Well, easy. If people want to play tier because Kid Kalos came back to one, people are going to want to play tier. They don't care what the number is, right? Oh, it's going to be reprinted in 6 months. Yeah, that's cool for everyone else, but I want to play it right now. And that's just how the market is. We have events between then too, so Kid Kalos here. Speaking of, the lady of the hour here, it's officially after basically, well, you're paying the shipping here, let's be real. It's $6. $6.50. 40 listings. That's not a lot here. If I go first edition, 32. If I go near mint, 27. So less listings than we even thought, actually. Tier limit Kashtira here, Photon Hypernova. This card's also going up quite a bit. This card was never really cheap per se, but 15 going up to $18. This card has been as cheap as 3 to 5, as much money as about this. So it's a very back and forth card, but I don't really see this card going further back down until we get closer to the tins. Unless banlist hype does die out. I think that's another way that this card could kind of calm down. But as you could see, in the 1 year month span, I mean, you see it here before anyone says, oh, this card was never $4. You have to remember that these bars don't always reflect it the best here, but you see that little dip down right there at like 5.97. Call it $5, 7. It doesn't always show the highest here, but it does show it was actually 20s right here. And then it went down here to, about $8. Okay. Then all the way up to back to what it was now. Breakthrough Skill, Ultimate Rare. People are talking about this in the new Lightsworn build. I think this card's just going to be too slow, but it's not like awful, I guess. But I guess if your opponent makes an Apollosa, this card's in the grave. Oh, it's fantastic. Like if you mill this and your opponent your opponent has Apollosa, oh boy, isn't it? It is fun. 15 for your ultis here. Your first eds are what, 25? About $20 here. I mean, if you don't have your first eds, I go grab them right now, personally. This card could go up mostly because of hat format, but you don't ever know when Monster Negate card could, shine through the stun. It's also a Trap Trick target. Imagine if Trap Trick, because I believe Trap Trick just banishes, unfortunately. I'm actually going to check right here. And then, let's see. Yeah, it has to banish and all trap. Imagine if this had send. I think they understood not to send. They had to banish. But your CRs are only $20 for this card. Not bad. Ultras are about, yeah, like $4. Not bad. $4. They were about 4 or 5 last time, with the first sets being about 6, 7, 8. All right, about the same as last time, but I remember it having a little more than 20 listings. So, it's slowly getting up there. I think people just want the card to have the card, so they're not really looking at the difference between first set and unlimited right now. Frozen Rose. Now, we are getting a lot more plant support, so there is 2 cards I want to cover really quickly. One of them was Frozen Rose. Someone actually told me to go over this. Now, if it's a plant card that you send with this card as a quick play, you draw 2 cards and discard a card. So you're basically going neutral and card advantage, because this card plus the card you're sending. Well, actually, no, it's... Wait, hold on. Actually, no, it's a -1, because it's this card, the card you're discarding, and the card you're sending. For 2 cards. Yeah, so this is actually a -1 with its draw effect. I've never really liked this card personally, especially since it does it during the end phase. That effect's not good. You're really actually looking for the non-plant one, where it's just a search. And there's cards that I think for plants, if you search them, you can reveal a special. I forgot the one that I'm thinking of, but just something. You got your ultra rares from season 2. Oh, actually, we didn't even look at the price. These are like $3 almost here. So if you want them, they're not bad at 29 listings. So $3, $4. Very old card, Legendary Duel Sister of the Rose. That was a pre-COVID set. I want to say it was a 2018 set. Frozen Road from Legendary Duelist. About $1 if you really want to get it for the cheap. Cactus Bouncer here. Want to look over these. If I could play this card in a plant deck, usually I do. 12 for your unlimited secret rare for near mint, 13, 14, 15. But then when you go to first editions here, 17, 18 goes up to about 20 bucks here. 20, 21, 26. Going up to $30. Okay. Not bad, honestly. Remember though, for Cactus, you do have these cheap versions. You have the common from chapter 1. I didn't even know it was common chapter 1, but you have these ultras at literally 50 cents here. So, you could get yourself a nice looking Cactus bouncer for 2 quarters. Ubell, want to check back up on this. They're 195, goes up to 300 here. I'm actually really shocked that people have not pulled the trigger on these last 3 copies. But, I know that there's a playset here, but if you got these at 800, good job. Personally, I wish I had time to get my playset. I only was able to get 1, and I knew that I wasn't going to play the deck personally. It's just not my style. So I ended up getting rid of it at, the $200 mark, and guess people don't want this card at 300. People don't want to pay 300 for this just yet. And I understand that. Ubell Ultras, these are 20 bucks right here. I remember when they were at 10 to 12, I thought they calmed down a little bit. And, it's about 6, 7, right? I didn't think it'd go to $2 or $3. Thought maybe 8 or 9, worst case scenario. But nope. When we got that new support, it was a wrap. And you can play this with so many cool, fun decks. And I think that's one thing people really, really like. Spirit Ubell. If you want to play Ubell, I'm going to say this one time. The one thing you want, at least right now, if you're kind of hesitant, is the supers. Because if these supers go up, worst case scenario, you have trades at locals. Because these will go up once we get closer and closer to the Ubell support. Blackluster Soldier here. I also want to go over this card. Your first editions are actually worth money. $5 here, going up to about 6, $8. Okay, not terrible, right? If you guys don't know, this is one of the cards I've always loved in the game. When I was a kid, this was my top 3 monsters, including I think one of them would include Time Wizard, and I don't know which one else I could say, but I love Thousand Eyes Restrict. So I'd probably say and Summon Skull and Dark Magician. So I think that's the top 5 is right there. No particular order. 8s, 12s, $18. So it does go up. I think people are actually kind of looking at this card a little bit, because you guys have to remember a lot of copies out there are mob player more. I'd say over half are mob player or worse, because it's an old card, right? People got this in 2003 probably. I think it's an 03 card. DT. Now, if you've been a long time subscriber, and when I say a long time, I want to say I first started Market Watches. If you guys remember those thumbnails, you remember those bad thumbnails. But they got the job done. But these DTs, I told people this was a great dollar to pick up, and they got bought at 13. I was like, maybe I know the market. That was a long time ago, but it's always never went down to $1, $6. In fact, if we go light play near mints here, I actually want to look at this a little bit better. 6s, 8s, you just go near mint. Not many listings on the market. So, hey, it's slowly going up. It's got some more sales history here than I thought of it would in March. Some about mob play to save 50 cents. Wow, what a person. Twice. But yeah, maybe it's selling a little bit. It's a cool card. Then you have this super rare from Tournament Pack 3. Now, a lot of people might not like DT. They like the clean supers. This card looks very clean. Right now, they're about $2. Just $2. Goes up to 4. It's a cute card. I don't think it's going to be, it's a great card in actual speed duels, but it's cute. It's a cute card at, the $6 mark. Phoenix Cluster Amaryllis from Raging Battle. Before I get into this, I will be opening a bunch of OTS Pack 24s at the end of this video. You guys might be thinking, why don't you announce that at the beginning like you usually do, or somewhere early on in the video? Easy. I literally feel like rewarding myself today. That's basically it. Greed. Phoenix Cluster Amaryllis here, 35, goes up to 48 for your near mints, and then it goes up to $51. I will say that this card is great in Edison. I've seen it firsthand. It really does need a reprint. I don't know why Konami does not want to reprint this card, especially because they put it on the ban list, put it back. They have the knowledge about this card. I think the reason they don't want to reprint is because Edison is doing great on its own. This is just my theory. Edison's doing great on its own. If they bring this card back, they think that if people see it in new product, they'll be like, oh, we could try this in Modern, right? and then it'll be busted in modern, because you could do, I bet the modern probably has an FTK that has not been discovered again with this card. That's just my opinion. But for some cards like Gaia Plate, they're actually really good. You know, when it comes to making product, they have to make it ahead of time. So when they saw Gaia Plate, you know, getting bought, they're like, oh, you know, let's print this, right? You have the commons here, which are actually, you know, about 75 cents a dollar. If it's a common, at least it's getting printed. The secrets are $2, $3. You know what? That's really nice. Now you want the old ones, about $10 here. You know, well, actually, let's look at near mint lightly played in general. 35. I mean, this is an old card, right? It's not going to repopulate the market very easily. There are 10s here, but hey, they'll quickly up to a 15, 18s if people want that old school super rare. I mean, it is an ancient prophecy card. First eds, I want to look what first eds are. About $20 going up to 25. So it's hurt the market of this card all over, but it could recover, funny enough. In fact, actually, let's look at ultis as well while we're here, and then we're going to go over our last card, which is, I don't even like looking at it. Your first sets are still, you know, it's max rarity. I'm not really too shocked here. Ultis didn't really drop much at all. I'm not really too shocked. So, yeah, 30s for your ultis. And then Substitute Frog, or as I'm going to call Herps Frog, because he got like some shit on his leg. He's got to go check that out. About $28, 31, 33. The card needs a reprint really badly. Now, this is the one card I don't know why they're not reprinting. I hate frogs, so more people are going to play frogs. I'm not going to be happy, but I mean, come on, Konami, come on.